Okay, let's jump in. Today we're doing a deep dive that really targets that one single nightmare scenario for anyone in pro AV or IT. System failure. Not just any failure, but the kind that comes from completely unpredictable power. We're looking at the SurgeX SX-AEP-159 Axess Elite Plus. And our mission really is to figure out what defines mission-critical protection. What are the technologies that mean a system simply cannot go dark?
And right away, what's so interesting here is how different this thing is from, a standard surge protector you'd buy off the shelf. It's built around a core technology called Advanced Series Mode Surge Elimination.
Okay, so that sounds technical. What does that actually do?
Well, standard surge protectors are sacrificial. They have these little components inside MOVs that basically burn themselves out to absorb a surge.
Right, they take them for the team.
Exactly. But when they do that, they can create harmful side effects. They can actually inject electrical noise back into your ground line.
So the protector, in protecting the gear, could actually be contaminating the audio or video signal.
Precisamente. You get what's called common mode disturbance or ground contamination. It's this low-level noise that can be a nightmare to troubleshoot. Series mode, it eliminates that surge energy completely without sacrificial parts. So it never wears out, and more importantly, it creates zero interference.
That non-sacrificial part seems like a massive deal for any place that needs to be running 24/7. But surges are just one thing. What about when you just turn the equipment on?
Yeah, you're talking about inrush current. That's the other key piece of the puzzle here. They have a technology for that too. It's called inrush current elimination, or IC.
I see, okay.
When you power up something big like an amplifier, it draws this huge brief spike of current. IC basically manages that spike, so it's a smooth, controlled power-up. It really extends the life of the components inside your gear.
Okay, so we've got protection from outside threats and protection from the gear itself when it turns on. But the name has power management in it, so how do you actually manage all this? It's a 1RU rack mount unit, so it's pretty compact. And the key seems to be its IP-enabled control.
And that network capability completely changes the game. It's not just a dumb box sitting in a rack. You can get into it through a web interface. You can set up schedules for power-ups or shutdowns. And this is the big one. Every single one of its 9 outlets is individually switchable.
Wow.
So think about it. A server freezes at a remote site. Instead of a 2-hour drive to go pull a plug, you just log in, click a button, and power cycle that one specific outlet.
That's a huge operational save. And I see it integrates with third-party control systems and their own SurgeX Connect platform for analytics.
Yeah, full integration. And you're not stuck with just one. If you have a huge installation, you can link up to 16 of these things together and control them all from one place.
So scalability is there.
Totally. The physical design is just as smart, too. It handles a 12-amp load at 120 volts, which is pretty standard.
Yep.
But it has this little feature, a swappable locking power cord.
That sounds minor, but I can see how that would be critical.
Oh, it is. In a crowded rack or a mobile broadcast truck where things get bumped, that simple lock is the difference between staying on air and a catastrophic failure because a cord got jiggled loose.
Right. So we have perfect power, a secure connection, but what if the room itself is the problem? If the AC fails and the rack starts to overheat?
It accounts for that, absolutely. There's an input for an external temperature and humidity sensor.
So it's not just a power manager, it's an environmental monitor too.
It is. It adds that whole other layer of awareness. Now you're tracking the power and the climate your gear is living in. And all that data, all that control, it runs over standard Ethernet or even a legacy serial port.
So to wrap this up, the key takeaways really feel like a three-legged stool. You've got the non-sacrificial surge elimination, that precise in-rush current control with ICE, and then this total IP-enabled remote management.
That's it, exactly. It makes you think, if a system is engineered to this level, where it manages everything from a millisecond power spike to the humidity in the room, it forces you to ask a bigger question. In a truly mission-critical world, what's the actual value you put on absolute certainty? The certainty that your protection is always on, never degrading, and can tell you what's wrong from 1,000 miles away. That's really what you're buying.